What's up, Captain Solo? I really enjoyed your last video, and I wanted to respond and share my feelings on one of the issues you talked about in terms of the intellectual black people, or the people who have it together, um, in terms of how they're not just coming in contact with each other. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I even started putting videos on YouTube, because I felt like that was a major problem. It wasn't necessarily that there was a lack of, you know, quote unquote good black people, good black men and women. It was just the fact that these people aren't, making contact with each other. um, and I want to start off with the story. I have a friend, a homegirl. We went to college together. We both graduated, and she's working in grad school. She's not really liking life right now. Cause yeah, she's in work, she's going to work, she's going to school, but she's hating life. On a social level. And I asked her, okay, when you get out, where do you go? Um, and she's telling me, sorority parties or frat parties, frat parties, and or she's going out with the club, because her friends, the girls that she still, associates with, a lot of them aren't necessarily as proactive as she is. But they're still her friends. So when she wants to get out, it's typically with them. That's like the only time she really gets out socially. Um, and there's no filter. And I'm living in Southern California, so if you want to go to a black club, or maybe even a frat party or anything else, there's really no filter. For a dude, we're still worrying about getting shot or getting robbed. This shit happens all the time. Because you have a lot of girls who are proactive, who are friends with a lot of girls who aren't proactive. So they bring along, dudes who aren't proactive. Even when I was doing undergrad, we always had to worry about getting shot, and I'm not even trying to be funny, because certain women, would still associate with certain guys, and these guys have nothing better to do, so they would literally come in droves, car full of dudes, right, to what is supposed to be a college party. So even as an undergrad, um, there was never a pure mixing, in the sense that everybody was on the same page. You never really got that. As far as the dude goes, we weren't really messing with chicks who weren't in college. The second we got to college, we cut all our high school ties. They went out the window. And of course, a lot of these same girls that we cut ties with are the ones that are pregnant, have multiple kids. I mean, some of them are, I'll give it to them, they're trying, but we cut ties because we know where they were going. So we were only associating with college level women. Um, but a lot of the college women were still associating with college dudes, and dudes who weren't as proactive. So this, I don't know, it waters down, and it takes away from our ability to meet each other, because it is frustrating for um, a guy such as myself. I mean, my boys talk about it all the time. I'm like, yo, we're professionals. We're not trying to get shot or get robbed or get hated on, because a lot of the dudes know. The dudes who are not proactive know the dudes who are proactive. So there is this, animosity. So you always have to watch your back. And they tend to travel in packs. Well, maybe it's you, and a couple of your friends. And we can't afford to get arrested. We can't afford to tell our employers that over the weekend we got arrested. Like, we don't have that luxury. So in a sense, we kind of just stay away. So it is accurate. Especially in Southern California, where I hear black women talk about, oh, it's hard to find good black men. Um, I'm not going to deny that or argue against that. It's just because um, a lot of black women have the bad habit of still associating themselves with dudes who are not on their same caliber. So it's kind of annoying and frustrating. So we just kind of stay away. And also, I feel like a lot of the black females who are intellectual and have their shit together, they're not going to the right spots. With me, I'm a teacher. So I'm teaching right now and I'm still in grad school. So I don't have much time. Luckily we have the week off because of Thanksgiving. But when I'm not in class or at work, I like to get out. I like to go to different lectures, different presentations, even if it's not on my campus, even if it's on another campus. I just like to get out and do stuff like that. I like to read. I even got a laptop, and I hate laptops. But I'm more mobile, so I can go to a lot of different spots and still be productive. The girl I'm talking to right now, who happens to be Hispanic, we met at the library at my school. We have several libraries, but we met at the education library. And I wouldn't even call it dating, but we met. We're doing the same things, and we had a lot in common. And we connected on an intellectual level. So we hang out, chop it up. I wouldn't say we're dating, but we just came in contact with each other. But you don't get that sense. I see more black dudes, every time I go out in terms of me going to just intellectual spots than I do black women. So if I was gay, I'd probably be straight. But I don't see the women. And we always joke, I always joke with them, I was like, when is the only time you get out? And it starts off as a joke, but it's serious, like when I go to a frat party, or if I go to the club with my homegirls. And that's it. They're not at other spots where there is a filter. Right? If I go to a presentation on, the current state in Darfur, there's going to be a filter just because everybody on an intellectual level is not thinking in terms of global stuff that's outside their own backyard. So if I'm at that spot alone, just me being there, even if it was a whole sea of just, white people, we have more in common because we're thinking on the same level. That's why we're here at this presentation. But you don't see a lot of black women at these events. And it's simple stuff. If I have to catch up on some reading and I go to a Starbucks, I'll see other non-black women doing the same thing. Right? So already, the simple fact that we're doing something that you're not going to find most people doing, there's an intellectual level. Even though I don't even have to even speak to the person there, but just seeing what they're doing, seeing that they have their notebook open or their laptop open, I'm like, she's probably doing the same thing that I'm doing. But once again, you don't see that with a lot of black women. And it's because they tend to hide. The only time they want to get out is when they want to socialize, but they don't want to necessarily take the effort. And it does take effort. Sometimes I'd rather just do my work at home. It's just a whole lot more easier, convenient. I don't have to worry about finding a spot or finding an outlet for my laptop. But it takes the effort just to put yourself out there. And we always joke, but a lot of my homegirls feel this way. Sometimes they feel like, whoever they're going to be with has to come knock on their door, and she's going to open it up and she's going to say yay or nay, but you have to put yourself out there, and I don't see a lot of black women doing that, especially in Southern California. I can't speak on other regions. All I can speak of is Southern California. And I literally live in the Inland Empire, which is about 30 minutes away from LA. And in a 50-mile radius, there's a plus 10 schools. And every school has more black women than black dudes. So literally, there are thousands of black women in a 50-mile radius. But it would seem like you're in Utah sometimes, just because they're not putting themselves in spots to be found, or they're still associating themselves with dudes who are not on their caliber. So I don't know. Those are just my thoughts from a young cat in Southern California. Alright, take it easy.